Alright, let's start with this. If you're someone who enjoys long rides but doesn't want the stress that usually comes with constant gear shifting and heavy touring bikes, then the 2026 Yamaha Tracer 7 Y-AMT might be one of the most interesting motorcycles to look at right now, because Yamaha is doing something a little different here, blending real-world touring comfort with a more relaxed, almost effortless riding experience. And for riders in the United States who deal with a mix of city traffic, highways, and weekend trips, this bike starts to make a lot of sense the more you think about it. And the first thing that stands out is the design, which carries that familiar Tracer DNA, but feels slightly more refined and modern. The front end is sharp, but not overly aggressive. The windscreen is tall and functional, and the overall shape of the bike clearly shows that it's built for distance, not just short rides. And once you sit on it, the comfort really starts to show. The seat is well padded, the riding position is upright, and the handlebars are placed in a way that feels natural. So even if you're riding for hours, it doesn't feel like a struggle. And that's something a lot of riders in the US will appreciate, especially those who like covering long stretches of highway. And when it comes to performance, the engine is based on Yamaha's well-known CP2 platform, which has built a reputation for being reliable and fun at the same time. But what really changes the experience here is the Y-AMT system. And this is where things get interesting, because instead of a traditional manual gearbox, you get an automated transmission that can shift gears for you. And at first it might feel a bit unusual if you're used to a clutch, but once you get used to it, it actually makes riding a lot more relaxed, especially in stop-and-go traffic or during long rides where constant shifting can become tiring. And for US riders who spend a lot of time commuting or touring, this feature alone can make a big difference. And the best part is that it still gives you a sense of control, because you can choose how involved you want to be, whether you let the bike handle everything or take more control yourself. And that flexibility is
what makes it appealing to a wide range of riders. And when you take it out on the road, the bike feels smooth and predictable. The power delivery is linear, not overwhelming, but definitely enough to keep things interesting. And it's the kind of performance that works well in real-world conditions, not just on paper. And handling is another area where the Tracer 7 Y-AMT performs nicely. The bike feels balanced, easy to control, and surprisingly agile for something that's built for touring. And whether you're navigating through city traffic or leaning into a set of corners on a back road, it feels stable and confidence-inspiring. And the suspension setup does a good job of absorbing bumps, which is important for riders dealing with different road conditions across the US. And then there's the practicality side of things, which is honestly where this bike really shines, because it's designed to be used, not just admired. The fuel efficiency is reasonable, the wind protection helps reduce fatigue on longer rides, and the overall ergonomics make it easy to live with on a daily basis. And visually, it strikes a nice balance between sporty and practical. It doesn't look too aggressive, but it still has enough character to stand out. And that's something many riders appreciate, especially those who want a bike that looks good without being too flashy. And another thing worth mentioning is how approachable this bike feels. It's not intimidating, it doesn't demand expert-level skills, and that makes it a great option for riders who want to step into touring without jumping straight into a heavy, high-powered machine. And for the US market, where riders have a wide range of needs, from daily commuting to weekend getaways, this kind of versatility is a big advantage. And when you take a step back and look at the 2026 Yamaha Tracer 7 Y-AMT as a whole, it becomes clear that this bike is all about making riding easier without taking away the fun. It's comfortable, practical, and just enjoyable to ride. And in a world where many motorcycles are becoming more complex and demanding, this one feels refreshingly simple in the way it delivers its experience.